people, when they come to the Wild Coast, they see a vacant land, empty land, beautiful land, and they want to have that particular land for themselves. It can't be right that wherever you see beautiful land, you want to have it as your own.
Illegal developments have been jumping up along the Wild Coast for the last 20 years. But in the last 6 or 7 years, very little has been done about it. So in many cases, the environmental departments, both national and provincial, have issued warnings to the people that have been developing illegally. Some of those warnings have been verbal and others in writing, like compliance notices and directives, instructing them to demolish their structures. But there have been no repercussions after that. So if people didn't demolish their structures, nothing has gone to court. The Director of Public Prosecutions is not prosecuting the perpetrators, even if cases are brought before them.
Here at Nyavini, we have a challenge of cottages that are built in people's homesteads or properties. People have manipulated the friendliness of the local people and convinced them to build their own cottages. The community has started asking questions. In the past 5 years or so, they've started questioning, because this is one way that they are losing their land. Now the people who are harboring, who are hosting these cottages, they are defending the cottage owners, which therefore is planting a seed of division within the community.
There's hardly anywhere along the Wild Coast that's been spared from unlawful development. Even here at Hole in the Wall, an illegal building was erected in December 2024. We're now in July and this structure still remains. It still hasn't been demolished, still hasn't been rehabilitated. So what's happened over here is land invasions, first of all, down in the below, that area below where Green's farm is. And then in this indigenous forest here, huge trees, 20, 30 meters high. We had people moving in. We had government coming there with the Operation Pakisa on a number of occasions. And they kept the people out, even with the municipality and the police. They demolished some of these structures. But Pakisa only takes place like once every few months. And then they come back inside here again, and then the new buildings that have gone up again. And it gets to a point that government just throws its hand up in the air and says, we can't do anything more. And then a settlement starts. Complete, uncontrolled, illegal development throughout this area. All around us over here, you can just see sewage, blocked drainage. This is the area that floods when these heavy rains occur virtually every year now. And on these steep mountain slopes, which are mainly, or used to be mainly indigenous forest, they just come slumping down. People drown, people die in the mudslides. It's just a terrible, terrible mess. It definitely started with a breakdown in law and order, because just about every environmental law in the national legislation, national environmental laws, NEMA, the Waste Act, just name it, all of those things are being contravened somewhere here. The buildings that we see here on the Mboiki Lagoon are by and large all illegal structures. They've been built without the environmental authorization that's required. They've contravened numerous environmental laws, and they're damaging the environment substantially. There's sewage that flows into the rivers here, into the lagoon, and eventually out to sea. There's no waste system in place. They're built right on the estuary's high water mark. About 3 years ago, this was a pristine, beautiful indigenous forest with milkwoods, massive old milkwoods, Mzambiti trees, just a beautiful forest, coastal forest here at Mpande Beach. Then someone moved in here with back actors and with chainsaws and started felling the forest. And the Tsweleni community got hold of the government departments, they got hold of forestry, they got hold of provincial environmental affairs, and they pleaded for the government departments to come and assist them in stopping this destruction of the forest and potential illegal development. This, to this day, hasn't happened properly yet.
We don't want, as a Tsweleni community, anyone who came and chop all the trees here and build their houses here. We against them. We don't need that. The
Tsweleni community want lawful development in the area, not unlawful development, not land grabs and people to just move in here and clear their forests and that. There are areas here designated for legal development to be done with authorizations, and this is not being followed. This is why the Tsweleni community are up in arms. This is why they've requested the assistance of the Wild Coast Development Forum.
I've joined the Wild Coast Development Forum because there is a need for a coordinated effort to continue to protect the wild coast, the land, to make sure the land remains in the hands of the local people, the landowners. How do we force the arm of the state to do its job, because it is not doing its job of implementing the existing legislation?
The government has not performed its mandate. For this reason, the Wild Coast Development Forum has decided to take the government departments to court to litigate and to seek a structural interdict to force them to perform their constitutional mandates.